Alright, so I accidentally turned off my microphone, so I'm going to have to do a voiceover for this one, but this is an iPhone 7 Plus with audio IC disease, okay, but it's not going to be the standard audio IC problem that you normally see. The symptoms were very similar. We had long boot time, we had the home button was working, um, and then after you get onto the login screen, you go to the voice memos and it said auto recording device is not found. All right, same symptoms as audio IC disease, except there are a few more symptoms. One was a screeching sound coming out of the air speaker as it was booting. That's one, and two was the ear speaker was getting hot, which I'm assuming was probably due to the screeching sound. Okay, and let's see. Okay, the volume buttons wouldn't go below 100%. What else did the guy say? Let's see. Let me read everything that he said. Okay, so no sounds at all on it. They replaced the speaker, the volume, and the control center is locked at 50%. And when you press the volume buttons, it will not drop below 100%. And the ear speaker gets hot. Okay, so those are the symptoms. All right. Um, let's see. So I've already replaced the audio IC. I wasn't very hopeful that was going to fix it, but I definitely wanted to try do that first. Okay, just to make sure that that wasn't the issue. Okay, even though I didn't suspect it, I really wanted to do that anyways. Um, because next time I won't be doing that. Next time I'm going to go straight to this chip right here, which we're going to get to in a second. As I said earlier, I'm doing a voiceover for this thing. It's about 15 minutes long, and then I'll get to the second part of the repair after that. So I don't know exactly what I was talking about here, but looks like it's kind of stuck. So maybe I'll kind of fast forward it. Oh, okay, there it goes. Let's see, can I fast forward a little bit? Okay, now I'm getting to something. Let's see, iPhone 7 Plus schematics. I'm still on 2.6 here. I'm going to upgrade at some point. Okay, so there's actually multiple audio chips on these 7 and 7 Pluses that can cause audio IC, voice, speaker grayed out and all that garbage. Okay, so this chip that I'm looking at is U3301. It is called the ARC driver. It is called, let's see, the ARC 3D Touch. 3D Touch driver. That makes 100% sense at this point because I have another phone here that has a vibration issue. So that makes total sense. Okay, so I'm going to fix that other phone too. But essentially, this chip is right above the CPU, and it's underfilled. But it's really not that much of a pain to remove, as you'll see in a little bit here. I'm probably just gonna go silent here after I start the repair because there wasn't really a whole lot to it. That makes total sense now. Okay, so another symptom. So I have another phone here with the same problem, and I ended up losing vibration to it. Or the home button didn't vibrate, and I thought they just had a bad home button. But it's the problem is most likely the stupid chip now. So you probably want to store some of these chips. As you can see, there's actually a crack here. I don't know if you can see it in the middle of the chip here. It's a little blurry, but I think I pushed down on it earlier. You can see that it was cracked. It was clearly cracked in the middle. Okay, and sometimes I think the other phone that I have here is not cracked at all. So, but I imagine it's probably the exact same problem. All right, so with the underfill, I'm at 325 degrees, or I'm sorry, 423 degrees Celsius. I run a little hotter, even though that's probably not the true temperature, and airflow of 17 on my quick 861DW. What I always do is I just use some light air and just kind of score around the chip to get most of the underfill off. And I enclosed the CPU in Kapton, put a penny below it, and I always direct the heat away from the CPU. Okay, and make sure when you're scraping around the chip, don't push down on the logic board because you're going to expose the ground a ground plane, and then you're gonna have some other issues. It's gonna take a lot longer to get this chip off, and then you'll have to put the green mask and all that stuff, and basically, yeah, it's just gonna be a nightmare. So you'll see in a little bit here that I'm gonna pop the chip off, and then I'm gonna start cleaning it. I think I'm gonna go silent now, and then cut out to the new part. But basically, just scrape around it, lift the chip gently, and just note the position of the A1, which is top left in this view. And now I'm gonna go silent. Okay, so I don't really have a chip here, a brand new chip that I can use, and I checked Mobile Centrics, and it looks like they have it mislabeled. So and they're expensive. They're like $650 per chip. So I'm just gonna go ahead, since I have so many donor boards here, I'm just gonna take one off of a donor board here and use that one, and then I'm probably just gonna order some from AliExpress. They're about $1 a piece, and the designation is U3301, I believe, and the actual chip number is 338S00220. Okay, chip's about $1 a piece. You can get it from Gestar. Although Gestar, I feel like they've been kind of skimping a little bit. So, but I'm gonna stick with them for now, at least until I have reason to kind of doubt them. But some of their chips are getting kind of shitty. Like meaning they're kind of skimping on things. I noticed lately. Last few batches I bought, at least. I don't know if they're starting to use that cheap stuff, reballed stuff and whatever, which is a nightmare. Alright, so just be careful not to crack this puppy, and then same thing as the other one, getting it off. So this is my donor board here, actually, so I'm going to take this chip off, but I'm not going to be as gentle with it because you know, it's a donor board, so I just don't want to crack the chip, but I don't care about the CPU really. Overheating the CPU, I just don't want to crack the chip or anything. And then I can probably lift on this one because I don't care about ripping pads or anything. Yeah. I'm already kind of cracking a little bit of it. I've already cracked a little bit, so it's okay though. It's already lifted actually. So it didn't look like it was too hard to get off. There you go. That's intact. So let me grab my chip here. And then put this aside. Put them what I'm working on here. Well, let's take a look at this chip. Make sure it's good. It looks like it's pretty good. Little chip there, but I don't really see any damage except for the glass part. So I'll just. Well, that looks pretty good. So maybe I don't need to buy any. I mean, I got so many donor boards here. And I was saying earlier that I started using this. I started going away from this bent tip because I go through so many of these damn tips that I'm really trying to preserve life now, and I am on this. I'm back on the knife tip now, C105-112, and this is my chip now, or this is my tip now. So, and it's gonna last a long time because it's a knife tip. So that's pretty much what I use for just about everything now, except for scraping underfill, as you saw earlier, which I talked quite a bit about, but the mic wasn't turned on. Although I think I did solve my issues with the corrupted files now. What was happening was that I had about 3-4 years of videos on this one drive, and it was causing some issues in terms of doing when I started the recordings. So I just changed directories, and that is that. So let's see if I can find the right stencil for this puppy. Here we go. I think it's probably this one. Maybe. I got a dirty stencil. Nope, that's too big. Is that a perfect square? No, it's not really a square, is it? 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so that's not a perfect square, so it's probably gonna be this one, maybe. This 5. Maybe this one. 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. No, that's not it either. Maybe this one. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, got it. Okay, so can you guys even see what I'm doing here? Okay, so I'm basically just gonna reball this puppy, and not a whole lot to it. Simple reball, my friend. It's a little blurry. right. So this can be wonderful. I hope. Hopefully this will be a new solution here. I mean, kind of a new solution. I'm sure some people already figured this out, but maybe no one's posted anything yet. I don't know. Although I don't really watch a whole lot of videos anymore, so. Alright, so we got our actual board here. We got everything in place. And let me get my Kapton back and my penny back so that I don't jack anything up. So try to get close as possible while allowing heat. And then let me get my penny back up in here. Get this piece of shit away. Penny. Let's get a little bit of flux. And just make sure our orientation. Also switched tweezers actually. So this is the right side is the 5BS, the Hacko 5BSA, and this one is, what is this? Let's see. That's what I'm using now. I am using the 51S SA, and this is my new favorite tweezer. It's a little bit more sturdy than the other one. The other one's a little more flimsy, so I'm actually gonna get a few more, and maybe I'll start selling them too in the store. I don't know. But that's my go-to tweezers now. Okay, so all we gotta do is heat this mother, and things will be looking up. Try to scratch myself a little bit. All right. So not a whole lot to it. 423 degrees Celsius with airflow of 17. Just let the heat do its thing. Hopefully this crack won't cause any issues. Yeah, let's not do that. Okay, let's do that. I think that's about right there. And it should just kind of wiggle in place once it's done. Now it's starting to wiggle. It's going to move in place and just give it a little more heat. Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't even seated right. Okay, so now it looks like it's in place. I'm just going to do the wiggle test now and basically just kind of jiggle it a little bit. Sometimes, you know, the ground planes are going to be the hardest to get, but so you leave it just a little bit longer just to make sure the ground planes are good. And then voila, we are in business. So let's get a little Q-tip here, clean this up. And then we're going to go for our test. But, you know, this thing was cracked, obviously cracked. So this is definitely the issue, one of the issues at least. It may also have had the audio IC issue, but this is definitely an issue. So we're going to see if this resolves that problem, okay? And if so, then we will be kind of stocking up a little bit sometimes on this. Okay, well, before I do anything, I'm just going to reassemble this thing and test it, okay? Okay. So let's just do it. Let's see. Okay, this is definitely taking a little longer than the normal audio IC repair. I think I got my audio IC repair down to about 23 minutes maximum, or minimum. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but I was able to get it down to 23 minutes. And then Touch IC, I was able to get down to about 20 minutes. 20 minutes, yeah, 20 minutes each, so 3 per hour. Okay, so let's pop this screen on. Let's see if this mother effer works. And hopefully, well, the tell will be how long it boots. If it boots up quick, then we're in business. If it boots up slow, then we are screwed. Okay. No more screeching, so that's a good sign. I know you guys don't have these double fume exhausters, do you? Oh, okay. Um, yeah, no, you guys don't have that. Oh, there we go. All right, we're in business. So that was a quick boot time. That's a good sign. Let's go to voice memos. Testing 1, 2, 3. That's pretty. Okay, let's. He said that the volume button was all jacked up, so let's go to volume and let's test it. There we go. So we're in business. So I wonder why this doesn't go move though. Anyways, let's not worry about that. Eat switch. It's good. Okay, so I think we're in business here. So that was it. iPhone 7 Plus audio IC repair, but not the audio IC that you think. It's actually the smaller audio IC. So buy a few chips and be ready. 99% of the time it's the big audio IC, but here you go with 2%, which I have another phone here I'm also going to do with the same issue. So hopefully that fixes it. Maybe I'll make another video on it. But anyways, thanks for watching. Buy the course and stay tuned for the promo, which if you watch my videos, you probably just skip this part. Thanks. So I just wanted to say thank you for watching this channel, and I wanted to promote our online microsoldering course. We have it hosted at udemy.com, and it's at this point it's 4 hours of video instruction. The reviews are pretty good, and we talk about everything from the basics of an iPhone logic board, and then we have a section on ZXW tools. We have a little section about how to set up your hot air rework station, your micro soldering station, and how to use diode mode. The third part is the 3 most common repairs, which is no touch, no backlight, no charge. And the fourth part is all about data recovery. So if you go through our website, it's $100, and some people say that learning online is not the best way of doing things, or you can't learn microsoldering online. I beg to differ. I don't know about you guys, but I started watching YouTube videos when I first started about 3 years ago, and that's how I learned it. And not only that, but you go to a live course. Some people like live courses, but not everybody has $3,000 to spend on a live course, right? So, and then yes, you're right. You can go to YouTube and watch all these videos, but you're not gonna. When people make these videos, they don't go from A to Z. They usually start from somewhere in the middle because they assume that you watched something earlier on, or one of their earlier videos. So this course is all-encompassing. It has everything from A to Z to help you get started in microsoldering, and we are adding stuff on a weekly, maybe monthly basis, and we're just gonna keep adding to this thing. And so if you want to get started, you could also take a class, but to get your feet wet, I think this is the best thing to do right here, and I vouch for it. Thanks for watching the video. I was also going to say, in order to buy it with a discount, $50 discount, just go to microsoldering.com, click on store, and then it's going to be the first item on here. Just click on buy at Udemy, and they'll give you the $50 off. Thanks.